Basket good, number 44, Jeff Gullickson. Layup is good, number 54, Justin Bascom. Layup is good. Number 31, John Davis. Good by number 44, Jason Cruz. Putback is good, number 54, Justin Bascom. Fouls on number 44, Jeff Gullickson. First personal, first team foul for Siena Heights. Three-point shot is good. Number 24, Sean Carlson. Layup is good. Number 32, Matt Bakke. Full timeout, Embry Riddle. Layup is good. Number 4, Ryan Rothrock. Timeout, Saints. Tip in is good. Number 54, Justin Bascom. Fouls on number 14, Mike Brown. First personal, second team foul for Siena Heights.
Embry Riddle in white with blue and gold trim. Jan Price for the basketball. Quickly against the press, he gets it to John Davis. Davis will get it outside to Cruz. Cruz back to Rothrock. Rothrock brings it right to left with the dribble with a bounce down to Cruz on the left block. He'll spin on Bascom, kick the ball out front. It's intercepted. Carlson steps in front of the pass, takes it coast to coast, and is fouled from behind. Rothrock snuck up and got him on the arm as he was going up, and Carlson was going to just kind of serve that ball in one hand and up on the glass. He left it hanging out, and Rothrock was able to run by and get the personal.
Kind of an unsafe move on Carlson's part that time. That would have been easy to just knock out of the sky and be a clean block. Instead, he was fouled.
So Carlson will get 2 throws, and there's number 1. He has 4 points. 13:01 remaining in this semifinal contest. The winner plays College of the Ozarks for the NAIA Division II National Championship tomorrow night at 8:30 Central Time.
Heath Faubacher checks in for Embry Riddle. He's 6'8" and a junior from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Carlson with his second throw. It's 18-14. Rothrock with the basketball. Moss will get the ball outside down to the baseline. Faubacher feeds it across the lane. The shot off the glass is good by Cruz. He has 4, and all of a sudden Embry Riddle goes a little bit bigger, getting the 6'8" Faubacher, and Cruz at 6'7" in there. That'll move Cruz to the 4 spot. Head of the circle the ball goes. Bradford off of the wing to Carlson. Top of the key 3 from the right side is no good, and the rebound, Justin Cruz takes it down. Embry Riddle with the basketball. Rothrock with a stop-and-go move. He'll get the ball to the top of the key, and a 3 is missed, no good. Pulling a rebound down to the lane, putting it back up, no good. We get a whistle and a foul as Harold Pearson pulled it down and put the shot up and drew the foul. And Bascom picks up the foul, his first. Pearson goes to the line, and he'll grab a couple of tosses. Embry Riddle has missed their only 2 free throws of the game so far. Number 1 is good for Pearson.
Pearson averages 13.2 points per game for Embry Riddle, not starting in this game.
Myron Gray and Steve Biggs into the lineup for Siena.
He's played in all but a couple of their games this year, so.
Bascom is out, and so is Carlson, I believe. Second free throw is good. Pearson has both. In the back court, Bradford with the basketball quickly up floor. 3 ball out of the left corner is fired up, no good. The shot was missed by Siena. Quickly, Pearson back the other way with a rainbow that almost scraped the roof. And then it missed, and Kyle Moss tips in the rebound. He has 5. So Siena with a couple of substitutions into the ball game.
Don Marcero, the 6'3" senior from Monroe.
He's missed a couple of threes right off the bat. This time the rebound out of bounds. Last touched by Biggs. So Marcero comes in and fires up a couple of trifectas that misfire. It's 20-18, Embry Riddle on top. Rothrock in the backcourt being pressured by Gray. Rothrock brings it left side and then spins top of the circle. Cruz, entry pass down to the post. Shot put off the back of the rim and in by Faubacher. Faubacher with his first 2 points of the game, and it's a 4-point lead for Embry Riddle, 22-18. Carlson with the basketball. Goes to the high post, down the right side of the lane. Layup is good by Nate Bradford. Bradford, his first 2 of the ball game. It's 22-20. The press on in the backcourt. Long pass over the top, gets it to Pearson. Pearson quickly on the ring. Fabaker drives into the lane, missed the shot, no good. Rebound, Moss throws it off the back of the iron too hard. Biggs with a rebound, the outlet to Carlson. Dribble drive into the lane, foul line down the alley, left-handed finger roll, won't fall. Rebound to Bradford, shovels it across the lane to Biggs, off his hand, out of bounds. Last touch by Embry Riddle. Brown is back, as is Gullickson for the Saints, and Biggs will sit down, and Carlson will grab a seat. So Bradford and Marcero will stay out of the floor for Siena with 10-12 left to play in the first half. Inbounds it comes to Myron Gray. Gray will handle the ball out at the point, take it left side, get a pick, give it back to Gullickson. Gullickson will give the ball to Marcero, and we get a whistle and a foul down below away from the ball.
Nate Bradford setting an illegal screen that time. He had a little foul trouble Saturday against St. Francis.
4th team foul, 22-20. Embry Riddle on top. Rothrock in the backcourt. Gray will pressure him as he brings it up floor. Makes him pick up the dribble out front. Bounce pass off and a wing to Jan Price. Price rumbles into the lane, off balance, and throws it out of bounds, but it was last touched by Myron Gray. And when they pointed at him and said, "You touched it last," he got that surprised look on his face and said, "What?" Well, Pearson to trigger the inbound. He'll get it into Rothrock with 9:45 to play. First half, 22-20, Embry Riddle. Rothrock, dribble drive, foul line, kicks it off to Price, backs out to the arc, pulls up at the right elbow with a dribble drive. Missed the shot off the glass, no good. The rebound to Mike Brown. Brown in traffic will bring the ball up mid-floor between the rings, top of the key. Dribble drive down the left side of the alley, finger roll on the glass, pops around the popcorn popper, no good. The rebound off to Fabaker, and he cleans house and knocks down one of the Saints underneath. 3 ball by Rothrock is no good. Fabaker with a rebound of the putback. Now we get a whistle and a stoppage of play as Gullickson is over on the side and is sitting on one of the scouting chairs or leaning over, and the trainers will come across and take a look at it.
This is just off to our right, and Gullickson took apparently an elbow or something, or well, we're not sure, but Gullickson is having some difficulty.
Now they're going to
try to lay him down. There is a row of padded chairs on both ends of the floor on the press row side because they don't have press tables all the way out. And Gullickson went over to that row of chairs and just about went face first into him.
Siena coaches momentarily were just beside themselves, asking all 3 of the officials how they missed what appeared to be an elbow as Fabaker was clearing house underneath. And not only did he clean house, but he then ran down floor and got the layup. And they're now going to call a full timeout instead of a stoppage of play. And let's see who they're going to charge it to. I guess they're going to charge it to the Saints. So we have a timeout on the floor with 9:12 remaining. It's 24-20. Embry Riddle has the lead here in the first half, and we'll be back after this 60-second timeout.
Gotcha. $30 seconds.
I guess Scott doesn't care. He's going to play. He's down there busy celebrating.
And going to walk in a very groggy state to the Siena Heights bench.
So the Saints will come out on the floor with Bascom, Brown, Marcero, Gray, and Bradford, with Justin Bascom coming back in to replace Gullickson. And Fred Smith still giving one of the young referees calling this game a piece of his mind, wondering how they missed what happened to Gullickson, and he's now going to be escorted to the training room, which is behind the main scores table and through the doors. Bradford rumbles his way down the lane. Fadeaway jump from 10 won't fall. Rebound, batted around, out of bounds, and it will go to Embry Riddle. They lead by 4 with 8:55 to play, and once again the Saints in their full court pressure. It'll come inbounds to Harold Pearson. They'll work the ball up floor, get the ball to John Davis, who in turn gives to Ryan Rothrock, and he'll bring it up against pressure applied by Myron Gray. Pick up the dribble, bounce it off to Pearson into the corner to Davis with a lob underneath, intended for Fabaker, and we get a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to be on Bascom, and that will be his second. 15 foul at the half called. Only 2 on Embry Riddle, and there's a ball thrown away out front. Rothrock will get it back against a double team, and Rothrock gets away, bounces it down low, underneath, and the ball loose. Bascom goes to the deck, feeds it across the lane to Pearson, and he's going to get called for a travel. They have Paul Yadden in the game, a 6'6 junior out of Louisville, Kentucky. He's a rather slender 6'6 for Embry Riddle. And they're going to match up man-to-man. Bascom at the three-point line. Gives it over to Bradford. Right side to Gray. Back to Brown. Head of the key. 3-ball right side. No good. Run down to the corner by Macero. In the deep corner. He tried to bounce it low, and the ball intercepted by Fabaker. He hits the deck. Almost left the pothole, and as he gets up, he's a big man. Rothrock with the basketball. Gray will hound him on the right side. Gray pokes it away. Ball is loose on the floor, and Bascom will pick it up and get it to Brown with 7:50 to play here in the first half. Brown, foul line, jump shot. No, he dumps it off to a cutting Gray to the basket, who loops it off the glass and in. Myron Gray with his first 2. 24-22 with 7:35 remaining here in the first half. Between the rings, Rothrock. Lost control of the ball, gets it back, finds Yadden, who drives into the lane, gets the ball back after losing it. Fabaker down to the baseline, and Heath Fabaker knocks down the baby jump from about 12 feet out. He makes it a 26-22 ball game. Embry Riddle on top with 7:10 to play here in the first half. Brown with the basketball between the legs with the dribble. Catches it on his hip, but then puts it down to the floor quickly to avoid the double dribble call. 17 on the shot clock. They're going to spread the floor a bit. Brown between the legs, dribble drive down the alley, scoop shot on the glass, no good, and the rebound in the hands of John Davis. Yadden will get to the end of Rothrock, and Rothrock will be hand checked by Gray, and a foul is going to be called.
Well, the Saints' front line is a little depleted right now, and Bascom will come out with his 2 fouls, and Gullickson's out of there as he walked off in a daze a while ago. So
now all of a sudden it's Embry Riddle who has the size advantage.
Yeah.
And they'll get the ball into the hands of Jarvis Hall, and then it's stolen away. Quickly, Bakke drives to the other end, loses the ball, gets it back, brings it out front with a pass. Bradford, three-point line on the right side. He connects. Nate Bradford has 5. First trifecta, no, second of the game for Siena, and it's 26-25. Hall with the ball out front. Rothrock has it. He'll get it over to Pearson. Pearson lobs underneath the Yadden. His shot too hard off the glass. Davis with the rebound, spins underneath, missed the shot. Rebound pulled off there by Steve Biggs.
Davis way under the basket that time, too far. He tried to step out and get it in all in one motion and didn't have an angle.
Matt Bakke with the basketball out front to Brown with just under 6 minutes to play in the first half, 20 to shoot. Basket gives the Saints the lead. Brown with a 5-second call as he was starting his way to the basket, but they said that he didn't do so quick enough, and it'll give the ball back to Embry Riddle on the turnover. .5:48 remaining here in the first half. And Jarvis Hall will bring it up floor. Jarvis Hall, a 6-foot freshman out of East Canton, Ohio. They'll get the ball to Cruz as he faces the hoop against Biggs. Missed the shot, no good. And Davis climbs on Bradford's back. Davis at 6'6", and a junior. He climbs on the back of Steve Biggs at 6'5", the freshman out of Detroit. Playing on the front line for Siena Heights.
They could afford to take a chance there. That's only the third team foul of the half against Embry Riddle. We're down to 5:25 to play.
Bradford head of the circle. Off to Brown, three-point line right side. He'll take Hall baseline, dump it across the lane for the layup. And that's Steve Biggs. 27-26, Siena with the lead. 5:10 to play first half. Hall with a dribble drive on Bakke and then has to back it out. Pulls up, Bakke falls down, and the three ball is missed by Jarvis Hall. Rebound off to the Saints. Brown quickly up floor. Dribble drive into the lane. Pull up, dump it down to Biggs. His acrobatic shot of the lane. He hangs in the air, pumps it off the glass and in. Timeout, Embry Riddle. Biggs has 4, and it's 29-26. Siena Heights by 3 with 4:52 to play. And we get a 30-second timeout called with 4:52 left in the half.
Great play by the guards for Siena. They're drawing the defense out and getting Biggs on the last two times down, open down under the basket for some power moves. And so far, even the size of Cruz and Fabacher at 6'7" and 6'8", not been able to compete at least the last two times down. Saints trailed from the 11:20 mark to about 5:20, so they were down on the scoreboard for around 6 minutes. They led up until the 11:20 mark to play. Now they have the lead back.
Cruz will run the baseline and then get it into Price. Price ahead to Yadden. Yadden back to Cruz. Cruz is going to drive to the three-point line and then flip it into the corner where a line drive shot is in by Kyle Moss. That ball didn't get more than 12 feet above the rim, or off the floor, just a couple of feet above the rim, and yet like it had radar, it went right through. 29 apiece, 4.5 minutes to play. Sean Carlson to Biggs. Bakke outside, gives to Brown, head of the circle. Brown jumps from 23 feet, bang! Mike Brown has 4 points in the ball game. His first 3 of the game, 32-29.
Had a second to think about that one, and they left him open, and he said, why not?
Hall dribble drive all the way to the house, lays it in, take it off the board. Bradford sets and draws the charge. So Jarvis Hall with his first foul. 4 minutes, 5 seconds to play, and Siena Heights with the lead, and Bradford's going to go to the bench, and back from the locker room is Jeff Gullickson, so everything appears to be okay, and that's good to see. Biggs with the basketball, gives to Bakke. Bakke shoots the three. It's partially blocked, picked out of the air by Price. Rothrock got a piece of that one. He's going to bring the ball up floor in traffic. Outside to Yadden, into the corner it goes to Cruz, back to Yadden, 3-ball right side, nothing but net. Paul Yadden, 32 apiece. Brown dribble drive the other way. We get a block called. The block is going to be on Jan Price, and that'll be his first. The unbelievable story of this tournament, though, is the run by the host school, unseeded College of the Ozarks. We'll talk about it coming up at halftime. They are in the championship. And they await the winner of this game, and we're tied at 32 with 3:35 to play in the half. Brown at the inbound right side at the three-point line. Thought about a trifecta. Gets it to Biggs. Dumps it low underneath. Gullickson pumps it on the glass and draws a foul. And the foul is Yaden, I guess is how they're pronouncing it officially over across floor. A long A for the junior out of Louisville, Kentucky for Embry Riddle.
Well, it's great to have Gullickson back. Right now, Bascom's still on the bench with 2 fouls, and he will probably stay there for the rest of the half.
Free throw is good by Gullickson. He has 5 points. And Gullickson 2 for 2 with his 1 free throw and 4 boards so far. And of course, he spent plenty of time in sick bay there for a few minutes. He gets both tosses. He has 6 points. Into the lineup, Lamar Mitchell for Siena. Into the lineup, Biggs over the ball on the press. Price gets it ahead to Moss. He's going to pull up, shoot the 3, that line drive shot that's missed, but Yaden is there to tip it in. He has 5. 34 apiece, 3:10 left to play, first half. 3:10 remaining. Brown with the dribble off to Mitchell. Back to Biggs, head of the circle. Biggs to Brown, right side. They'll go top of the circle, Carlson. Carlson with 15 to shoot is going to back it out. Dribble drive into the lane. Pull up, leap and leaner with one hand off the glass and in for Sean Carlson, the sophomore out of Adrian. Carlson with 7 points. 36-34, Siena Heights by 2. Rothrock between the legs with a dribble out front. Gets a pick from the big man. Drives baseline, banks it off the window and in. Rothrock has 4. He called his own number, went one-on-one to the bank. Tied at 36 with 2:35 to go. Carlson, top of the key 3, rattles in and out, no good on the rebound. Into the hands of Jason Cruz. Cruz to Rothrock for Embry Riddle with 2:15 to play before the half. Yaden, top of the key, missed the 3. Flat rebound, flat-footed rebound to Gullickson. We're going to get a whistle and an intentional foul called in mid-floor. It's going to be called against Lamont Mitchell. Costly because it's going to give Embry Riddle 2 foul shots and then the ball.
And Siena had the ball at that time, too, so that makes it that much more costly. The official there, Mike Reed, gave a big elbow gesture with his right arm as if to say that's what he did. Didn't get a good look at it, to be honest. So.
Well, I did, and I didn't see it. I saw a flop, but I did not see a big elbow. That doesn't mean one didn't occur. And it, in particular, has the Siena bench upset because that's what KO'd Gullickson for a few moments. And yet the same official ignored it on the other end, and I think that's what has them upset. Rothrock gets 2 free throws. I'm not saying that it occurred because I didn't see either elbow being thrown. But I did see Rothrock, which didn't look like there was a lot of contact, and he went down, and the intentional foul was called. So it's 38-36, Embry Riddle, and now they get the ball. Backdoor cut, it goes underneath to Cruz. He will get the ball back, spin into the lane, missed the shot, no good. Fabaker with a rebound. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Bradford underneath.
I think Embry Riddle is just a better team with Fabaker in there. He is a 6'8" moose. And they've got him and right now Kyle Moss, 6'5". They bring Fabaker in for Cruz. Well, no, Cruz still in there now too at 6'7". So that's a huge front line.
Free throw is no good. We get a whistle and a foul. After the war they went to underneath, I can understand Cruz questioning why he was called for a hand check underneath. It's going to let Siena Heights go to the other end and shoot free throws. And I think what they're doing is they're trying to clean up some rough play on the inside because that whenever Fabaker comes into the game, he makes things happen underneath. And what I'm talking about makes it happen. He's a big man, takes up a lot of space, and he cleans house on the inside and does so with authority. And I think they want to get some of that under control. At the line will be Gullickson, who has 6 points. 2-point game. Still a 2-point game. The free throw was missed. We have a minute 50 to play. 38-36 our score. 1:45 left. Mitchell and Rothrock duel out front. He flips the ball to Moss, and like Roberto Duran, the hands of stone, who once said no Moss. Moss is unable to catch the ball. Out of bounds it goes to Siena Heights with a chance to tie. A 3-ball would give them the lead. Carlson with the basketball ahead of the circle against the zone. They'll look at a man in the lane. And then Carlson with a long 3 that is short, no good. Gullickson got a hand on the rebound, but it comes off to Embry Riddle. Into the lineup is TJ Fischbacher, a 6'5 senior from Medical Lake, Washington. Price with the basketball. Cruz in the corner. They'll look at Fabaker, fighting for position down low against Gullickson. He'll rumble into the lane, throw a brick off the glass, no good, but get his own rebound back. And then on the follow, Moss is called for a foul, climbing on the back of one of the Siena Heights players, and we'll go to the other end with 59 seconds to play and shoot free throws.
Fabacher with 2 chances that time. Couldn't get either one in. Missed the shot, missed the tap, and then Moss comes in on the back for his second foul. That's enough to send him to the bench for the final 59 seconds for the all-conference forward, the Florida Sun Conference, to which Embry Riddle belongs.
Gullickson with 6. Free throw number 1 is in and out, no good, and Cruz with a rebound. He's missed 2 in a row now, the only shots he's missed tonight. 53 seconds left. Rothrock guarded by Mitchell between the rings. Angles left side, now lob on the back door. Beautiful pass and a 2-hand jam for Harold Pearson. He has 4, and Harold Pearson at 6'2", got up like a big man. 40-36. Embry Riddle with 34 seconds to play in the half, and then Pearson comes back and commits a foul out front. Not a smart foul because Brown was way away from the basket trying to catch a pass, and Donnie wasn't anywhere near being able to score or even get the ball into somebody's hands who could.
Just didn't need to take a chance that time. He went for it, and it cost him the foul. First on him.
In terms of the foul, it doesn't hurt, but in terms of the free throws, Brown hits number 1 and makes it a 3-point game at 40-37. The next one, good as well. Brown knocks them both down. He has 6. And back in is Biggs, and Gullickson will sit down. Also, Marcero was in briefly, and he will sit down. Myron Gray back in defensively for the last 30 seconds. 2-point game, 40-38. Gray will guard Rothrock. They'll get the ball to Pearson. Brown jumps out on him with a pass to Cruz. High post Fabaker. They'll get it to Rothrock on the left wing. Around the pick comes Pearson. Back to Rothrock with 14 to shoot. Driving baseline. Outside it comes to Cruz. Right elbow out front to Price with 8. 7. Goes into traffic. Kicks it off to Fabaker, who misses a a jump shot from 16. No good. 2 seconds left. Brown can't get a shot off. He was going to try and drive and take it to the house, but didn't have enough time. He ran out of room.
89-80 in the semis before losing to Bethel 95-94. So here we go with 20 minutes to play. And it'll be Siena Heights basketball to start the second half. The Saints moving right to left as we look on here at Keeter Gymnasium in Point Lookout, Missouri. The first shot of the half is put up by Bascom right in front of the basket, 5 feet out, and he put it off the back iron, no good. Embry Riddle the rebound with a 40-38 lead, and Ryan Rothrock will bring it down floor, the point guard for the Eagles. Rothrock gets it back and will pass into the lane to Jan Price. Top of the circle, down low it goes at the left block, and a power move to the hole results in a basket for John Davis. Quickly down floor, Carlson. He won't shoot it. Instead, he'll pass back out to Matt Bakke. He turns and spins and draws a foul on Rothrock. So Matt Bakke going to the free throw line for 2 here early in the second half. 42-38, Embry-Riddle by a 4-point margin. 2 throws for Matt Bakke. Jeff Gullickson does start the second half, so apparently anything that he suffered earlier is gone.
Well, I think he returned near the end of the first half, and that was a good sign.
Bakke rattles home the second one, so he makes 1 out of 2, and it's a 3-point lead for Embry-Riddle. Right at half court, John Davis will pass back, and he was still in his back court, so he could throw it back almost to the top of the key the other way for Embry-Riddle to get it into forecourt. Rothrock on the left side. Davis all the way in, up and over Bascom, and can't get it to go this time, and Gullickson skies in for the rebound. A 3 would tie it for Siena Heights. Here's Brown. He'll drive in and shoot a scoop 2 that's good. Mike Brown has 9, and there is still nobody in double figures for either team. Great balance.
Yeah, I can't believe he got through that easily, and I don't think it was because they were not guarding him defensively. He just got by him that quickly.
Price kicks it into the corner, and a 3 is up and no good for Kyle Moss, and it's going to go out of bounds to the Saints. So with Embry-Riddle leading by 1, at 42-41, Siena Heights will try to take the lead. Coach Fred Smith calls out play number 4 from the bench. Matt Bakke clears it out, dribbles right side, up too strong off the glass and knocked out of bounds to Embry-Riddle. (42-41) for the Eagles. Rothrock in backcourt. Jan Price across the division line. Hands it out to Rothrock between the giant rings. He'll look things over. Working against Matt Bakke, dribbles right side of the arc. Down low with a pass and a dump across the lane, and the power move again for John Davis, up and in.
Now, John Davis has asserted himself more in the first couple of minutes here than he did in the first half. I think that was one of the keys for Embry-Riddle. They wanted to get him going.
Bascom down low at the block. Turns around, fades away, rattles it out, no good. The rebound pulled off for Jason Cruz. And the Embry-Riddle Eagles out of Daytona Beach, Florida, have a 3-point lead and the ball. 2.5 minutes into the second half. Price, bounce pass down to Cruz. Return to Price beyond 3. He'll penetrate. Return it back out to Cruz. Swing it around the horn. Rothrock from 3, yes.
He made him pay. Bakke gambled that time and ran at him, tried to double team the ball, and they found Rothrock, and he was wide open, and he stroked the 3.
Gullickson, head of the key for the Saints. Down to Bascom with a lob. He'll try to work it in. Turns around, puts it up, no good. And the rebound, Embry-Riddle. He was working against Davis that time and just couldn't get around him. Now here's Gullickson with a steal in the lane. Bring it out to Brown. 2-on-1 break. He'll drive and hit the bottom of the backboard with his scoop shot. And a foul is called as the ball comes back down.
Well, they called Brown for a foul trying to tie up the ball. And he reached in and had his body between himself and the ball, so kind of tough for him to see, but they did agree, 2 of the 3 officials, that he got the arm instead of the ball.
16:25 to play in the game. Embry-Riddle 47, Siena Heights 41. A backdoor cut and a layup for Kyle Moss, and he has 10. And at this stage, Embry-Riddle is doing everything right offensively. Here's Carlson. He'll dump it down to Gullickson. Pass across Bascom. Baseline jumper, no. Gullickson the rebound back up, and it's knocked out of bounds by Moss.
Well, Embry-Riddle right now offensively, they're beating him to the punch, and what they're doing is they're getting, where in the first half they ran out to the wing, now they're just cutting back door and getting wide open layups. That's what they did that trip.
Carlson the inbounds pass up to Bakke down the lane. He'll pass it across, and it's kicked out of bounds again. So with just under 16 minutes to play, 49-41, the Eagles with a lead. Brown will inbound it right under the Saints basket. He'll bring it in up over the top to Bakke, back to Brown. Brown with a dribble, bounce it into Bascom. He'll turn around, and a whistle and a foul. That'll slow things down for just a minute as Davis commits a foul, pushing in on Bascom. Second personal, second team foul. And the Saints again will bring it in. Bakke around the horn to Brown, up from three, and it's off the mark, and a rebound foul on Bascom, and that'll be number 3 on him. Justin Bascom picks up his third. The senior from Lansing is in a little bit of trouble again. He's the first player either way to pick up his third personal. 49-41, Embry-Riddle the lead, and the ball. Rothrock will pass to the top of the circle to Davis. Lob pass down low, and we get a whistle and a foul on the floor as Jason Cruz received the pass. And there's a foul called by referee Rodney Chamberlain, and that's on Gullickson, his second. Nate Bradford will come in for Bascom, who will take a seat with 3 fouls. 15:30 to play. Inbounds pass to Jan Price. He passes across the lane, and there's a travel, kind of a belated call, but the right one against John Davis.
Well, Davis was expecting a shot to be put on the glass. He was powering his way in for a rebound, and instead got the ball shoveled to him and did a good job to even get his hands on it, let alone get a shot off.
All the way in, Bakke drives and scores.
Well, that was a beautiful move underneath to get free for the basket.
6-point lead, Embry-Riddle, 49-43. Behind the back, Rothrock. Out of the circle, it goes to Cruz. Cruz gets it back from the left wing from Jan Price. Hand it off to Rothrock down the right side of the paint. He's cut off, brings it back out. 16 on the shot clock, and Rothrock brings it out to reset. Stops and goes, kicks it down to Cruz. Baseline, turnaround, fadeaway jumper, yes. Embry-Riddle is hitting a big percentage here so far in the second half. 51-43 for the Eagles. Gullickson right side, Carlson, 3-ball, good for Sean Carlson. His second 3 and the 4th of the game for Siena Heights.
They're 5 of 7, Embry-Riddle is, from the floor in the second half.
51-46, Embry-Riddle by 5, and the ball is lost by Price, but Gullickson was there to touch it out.
On the other hand, the Saints are 3 of 10. And that's the reason why Embry-Riddle has been able to open up a 5-point lead.
The officials are going to get together.
You do it down and out. I'll take the ball back, fake the handoff, and throw long.
They're deciding whose ball it is, and apparently it's going to, well, Coach Steve Ritter of Embry-Riddle is not happy. His team's going to get the ball, but he's the one that's upset, and Fred Smith comes in and says, let's play. Embry-Riddle basketball. 51-46, the Eagles on top of the Saints. 14 minutes to go. Pass into John Davis and an easy bank shot for 2 more.
John Davis just made a nice, easy cut into the lane, and they're getting easy looks underneath.
The other way, underneath, it's Nate Bradford. He was a little too far under, stepped back out, and got enough torque on the ball to get it to fall through. And the other way, the ball's knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay on Embry-Riddle's end.
Embry-Riddle's Steve Ritter is still going at it with that one official over giving him the ball back, is what it appears.
National semifinal tonight. Here's a shot that's missed by Rothrock, but put back in by
Price. Got credit for that.
Okay.
Jan Price.
Jan Price with the basket. The other way, Bakke from long range misses the 3. It's saved back into Rothrock, and here comes Embry-Riddle leading it by 7. Into the lane, here's Davis. Pull up, little spin jumper, no good. Rebound for the Saints.
He kind of shot a fadeaway that time, Don. I don't know why he just didn't go straight up and power his way to the hoop.
Ball comes loose, and the ball is tied up before Embry-Riddle can call timeout. Jan Price was fighting for his life and was trying to call timeout, but they got a jump ball first.
And Price may have landed on the basketball as they were fighting for it, and he goes off like he took a shot below the belt buckle and will head off to compose himself.
Paul Yaden checks in for the Eagles.
They wanted the timeout, and yet it cost them the possession arrow.
13 minutes to go. 55-48 Embry-Riddle. Lob goes in to Jason Cruz. He'll bring it back out to Rothrock. Pass down to Davis. He'll try to back his way in against Bradford. Bradford pokes it away. It's picked up, and a leaning jumper's no good for Harold Pearson, but tipped up right back in.
Ball went right back to Pearson. He just jumped in the air, caught it, and flipped it off the glass.
A 9-point lead for Embry-Riddle. Timeout called by Fred Smith. 12:29 to go, 57-48 in favor of Embry-Riddle. We'll pause for 60 seconds here on WLEN.
Okay.
Are we supposed to go ahead and take more breaks if we get to the 20?
Oh yeah, if we go beyond 20, go ahead and keep on taking breaks. I'll just write in.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Uh.
30 seconds. What's the score right now?
57-48. We're behind.
Siena's behind?
Yeah.
Ooh. How much time do they got?
Still a lot, 12 and a half.
Oh, okay.
I keep messing with that thing, I know it.
Here we go.
What? I
ready?
keep messing with it, I know.
Okay. Go.
12 and a half minutes to go. 57-48. There's a sign over in the Embry-Riddle crowd that says ERAU, and I just figured out what the A is.
Yes.
Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
That's because there is a blue sign down there that has the aeronautical in there. Does that mean they're rocket scientists?
That says rocket science.
That's what I mean. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I embarrassed myself one day doing that.
Here's a three, and it's good for Nate Bradford. And that is just what the doctor ordered.
Exactly, and so, almost a turnover at mid-floor.
Embry-Riddle by 6 with the ball, and again, it's a pretty easy shot for Kyle Moss, a little soft pull-up jumper. He has 12.
He was running in full speed, though, and pulled up as one of the Saints was set for a charge underneath.
Carlson passes it into Biggs. He juggles it and kicks it back out. Marcero back into Biggs, turn around, puts it up off the glass, way short, didn't even get to the glass. Rebound Embry-Riddle.
May have been blocked by Cruz.
11:40 remaining. Plenty of time, an 8-point deficit for Siena Heights at this point. Down low, another easy banker for Kyle Moss, and Embry-Riddle is scoring way too easily to suit the Saints.
They're getting the ball inside the lane, in between the blocks, very easily, and then getting easy shots when they get it there.
Down low, it's Bradford, and here's a whistle and a foul. Right now, Gullickson is out of there, and so is Justin Bascom with 3 fouls, and that leaves a big void in the inside game for the Saints.
And it's going to get bigger because into the lineup is Heath Fabaker, and he'll stay in along with Cruz. And now they'll bring Yaden back in, so they'll go 6'9", 6'7", 6'6" on the front line, and the 6'9" and the 6'7" could play tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs.
11:15 to go, 10-point lead for Embry-Riddle. Carlson in trouble, bounces it to Biggs, he fakes, he turns, shoots, pounds it in off the glass.
That was a nice move by Biggs. He took advantage of the glass and shot it hard off the glass with one hand.
61-53 for Embry-Riddle with 10 minutes, 54 seconds remaining. And here's a reach-in foul on Myron Gray, and then he and Rothrock get together briefly, but the officials separate them.
You know, one time I was in Huntsville, Alabama doing a game, and at that point in time, the phrase, "Are you a rocket scientist?" when you do something that's not exactly the most intelligent, which I was doing that a lot of the time. And I asked a guy, I said, what, are you a rocket scientist? And he said, well, to be honest with you, yes. I work for the NASA installation there. I was kind of embarrassed.
There's a little running jumper for Harold Pearson that's good. And again, an easy basket for Embry Riddle. Too easy.
Once again, it was a drive into the lane. They're shooting the ball from the paint.
Bradford all the way, powers it in. He drove all the way down the left baseline from the corner. He gets his 12th point of the night.
And whenever they're getting it into the lane, the Saints have to work hard for their shots. And then at the other end, Pearson beats the press with a layup.
He goes behind his back with the ball and makes an easy layup. The other way, a layup spins out, and it's an offensive rebound. Carlson, he can't get it to go. Too strong. Rebounded by Pearson, and Embry Riddle has it with 10 minutes to go. A 10-point lead for the Embry Riddle Eagles. Here's a three. That's up and no good for Paul Yaden. Whistle and a rebound foul is going to be called on Siena Heights.
It's going to be on Biggs trying to climb that mountain. The mountain of Heath Fabaker in the lane, and that's going to bring Cruz back in along with Brown. Carlson will sit out, and so will Bradford. The Saints had to get some size back in the ball game.
Justin Bascom returns with 3 fouls. 9:56 left. 65-55 for Embry Riddle. Underneath Rothrock. He throws it through the lane. That's intercepted, and then Marcero throws it right back to the Eagles. Rothrock in the corner. He'll pass across the lane. Fabacher brings it out. Cruz, right wing pass into the corner, and a three that looked like possibly traveling unless it was blocked, and a timeout is called.
It popped out of his hands. He catches it, had nowhere to go with it, couldn't dribble it, so he took a timeout. And it'll be a short timeout taken by Embry Riddle with 9:35 left to go, and that was just to save them from turning the ball over. They had the timeout to burn. They still have 3 remaining, 3 full. They've used both their 30s, and now what they'll do is they'll still have a chance to go up by 12 or 13 with 20 seconds left on the shot clock to shoot the ball.
9:35 remaining. You're listening to Siena Heights basketball on WLEN Adrian at the bottom of the hour here in Point Lookout, Missouri. I'll tell you, Al Waller in the College of the Ozarks game tonight, he must have saved all his timeouts and then got another one, and he did for the overtime because he seemed like he used about 10 timeouts in the final 3 or 4 minutes of that game.
Well, it just goes to show you that conserving your timeouts means something. He was able to stop the clock coming from 10 down. He outscored Huntington 12-2 down the stretch to tie it up, and then got the win at the end in overtime.
The winner gets College of the Ozarks for the national title tomorrow night. Embry Riddle by 10. Here's a drive to the basket and a soft little 5-foot jumper for Jason Cruz. Largest lead for Embry Riddle at 12, 67-55.
They're shooting lights out here in the second half too, Don.
Bascom works in against Fabacher, and it's blocked up above Fabacher by Cruz. So with 9 to play, it's 67-55, a 12-point lead for the Eagles, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Mike Brown, and they'll reset to 35 seconds.
They're 13 of 19 from the floor here in the second half.
Almost 70%. Inbounds comes to Pearson. He'll put up a 18-footer, and Embry Riddle hasn't needed to do that. He did anyway. Fabacher gets in trouble down low, and they're going to get a foul on Steve Biggs to bail out Fabacher.
Well, they're shooting 68% from the floor in the second half, as opposed to 7 of 20 for 35% for the Saints. That's the reason why a 2-point lead has ballooned to 12.
Gullickson back into the lineup, and a traveling violation on Embry Riddle after their inbounds pass. Siena Heights ball, 8:45 remaining. Myron Gray running at a guard. He'll stop at the left elbow, kick it back out, and what in the world was that?
Illegal screen pushed off.
Okay. Gullickson with the foul, his third. The official never put his fist in the air. He just blew his whistle. And we go to the other end for free throws. That's the 7th team foul already. Embry Riddle has committed just 3, and at this point in the half, things are not shaping up well for the Siena Heights Saints. Paul Yaden is the shooter, and the first one does everything but go as it rattles out. The rebound for Siena Heights in the corner. Myron Gray brings it in on the baseline. Bascom all the way in, and he got past Fabacher for the basket. 67-57. Embry Riddle by 10. Fabacher in forecourt. Here is Rothrock out front to control out near midcourt. Mike Brown guards him. He shakes free from him. Fires it over the top into the corner to Paul Yaden. Won't shoot the 3. Goes down low to Fabacher. Has it stripped away down low, and the Saints have it. Brown dribbles to the left wing. Shoots the 3. Way short. Picked up underneath and stuck in by Gullickson. So the lead is back to single digits for Embry Riddle. 67-59, 7:45 remaining. Yaden fires it out front to Jason Cruz, and all the way out at half court, Rothrock will put the play in motion for Embry Riddle. 15 on the shot clock. Yaden deep out in the left wing. Head of the circle for Cruz. Gullickson right in front of him. Hands it off Rothrock. Left side of the foul line, and players go down in the lane from both sides, and the Saints get the basketball.
Well, they needed to stop there and got it. Embry Riddle running the shot clock down too far. They need to go back to what they were doing.
Brown all the way in. Little circus layup, no good. Gullickson there again, puts it back home. And timeout, Embry Riddle. The double-digit lead has been cut to 6. 7:02 remaining. Embry Riddle 67, Siena Heights 61. Back in 60 seconds on WLEN.
Okay. Do you work for a station down there, or
Do what?
do you work for a radio station down there? Or?
Oh, we do games for everybody.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
If there's a game that needs done, we do it.
That works.
I work for our local cable company, and we do high school and some college stuff on a cable channel here.
Gotcha.
And just a whole bunch of different little radio gigs.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know who Siena's coach is, honorary coaches, don't you?
Honorary coach? No.
Yeah, Steve Moore from Office Concepts, big Drury guy.
Okay, I don't know. I have no clue.
Oh, I was just talking to Don. He came over. I guess he printed up signs for all the students, and they're swinging, waving the signs and everything.
That's cool. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Great to have you with us tonight for Siena Heights basketball here on WLEN Adrian with 7 minutes, 2 seconds remaining. 67-61 in favor of Embry Riddle.
Well, Embry Riddle needs to get back to doing what they were doing. They started milking the clock, and there's too much time left. It's a two-possession game.
They swing it inside to Cruz. He'll go up and over Gullickson and puts it in. And that didn't take long to get back to their game.
It didn't take long, but that time the shot was defended, so I still think the Saints can be in good shape if they get a stop. They don't need to stop him every time, but they don't want to get into a situation where they're playing match him. So they'll need to get a stop, but the defense was better that time, that trip down.
Brown pulls it out between the rings, now drives in, dish to Gullickson, powers it up and over and in. And a foul after the basket. A foul is going to be called after the basket went through.
And it's going to be on Bascom.
Yep.
And that's his fourth.
The teams had just started coming the other way after that basket went in, and Bascom gave a big push to Cruz, I believe it was. No, it's going to be Davis, who's going to be a free throw shooter here.
Well, I think it's a shame because the second of the infractions always is the one that gets caught. And the guy who initiated gets the free throws there.
Davis shooting, and he misses the front end of the 1-and-1, but it's tapped out long to Jan Price, and Embry Riddle controls. They lead it by 6. with 6:14 to go. High rainbow jumper, no good for Cruz, and a rebound for Siena Heights, and a foul on Embry Riddle.
Now you're noticing, though, the Saints are starting to block out and get position on the inside, which means there's a defender between the offensive man and the basket now, where early in the half, they were just lobbing it over the top and taking the ball into the lane at will, and there was nobody there defensively. So the Saints are getting better position defensively, and that time they got their stop and the foul. 4th on Davis.
Yeah, number 4 on him. But with 6 minutes to go, the Saints are going to turn it over right back. Embry Riddle with a 69-63 lead. Playing catch in backcourt. They tried to see if they could get it into their forecourt without the ball touching the floor, and they did it with 2 guys.
But they also ran Brown back and forth.
Down low it goes to Kyle Moss. He'll bring it back out. 12 to shoot. Into the lane. Cruz has the ball stripped. Oh, and a foul. Foul called on Myron Gray.
Well, Myron that time reached in, and he got most of the ball, but when you make that exaggerated swipe in front of an official, even if you hit all ball, you're going to get called for the foul simply because you made the motion.
First free throw is good for Jason Cruz. He has 11.
That's just a low percentage defensive move.
He makes both. 71-63, Embry Riddle by 8 with 5.5 to play. Matt Bakke, bounce pass in. It goes to Bradford. He'll pump fake, shoot over Cruz and missed. Gullickson the rebound, back up and in. 14 of the night for Gullickson. 5:10 to go, the lead cut to 6. And Embry Riddle throws it out, nearly out of bounds, but Bradford goes and gets it instead of letting it go. Saints have it.
Press play paid dividends that time. They've been using it the whole game.
Bradford down the lane, spins, goes work against Cruz, gets it up on the rim, but couldn't get it to fall through, and Cruz fouled him. So 2 free throws coming for Nate Bradford. A 6-point lead for Siena Heights with 4:55 to go. College of the Ozarks came from nearly this exact situation in their game and won in overtime. Nate Bradford will be shooting a pair, and the first one on the way and good. Sean Carlson returns in place of Myron Gray.
Numbers are working against the Saints. 9 fouls to 5 for Embry Riddle.
Second free throw rattles out. Rebound John Davis. Bradford went for a steal, knocked it away, but Embry Riddle gets it. Rothrock into forecourt against Mike Brown. He shakes him. Down to the wing. He'll pass it back out on the left side. Jan Price. Rothrock out between the rings with 15 to shoot. Cutting through. It's Moss, and he drains from 15. 73-66 for Embry Riddle. Carlson off to Brown. 4:20 remaining. Brown up top. Bradford fakes a 3. Bakke fakes a 3. Now Bakke shoots a 3 and misses. Run down in the corner. The rebound for Jan Price. And Embry Riddle with a big rebound there. And not a foul. He stepped out of bounds. On the near sideline as he brought it down, Jan Price stepped on the line.
Last trip down offensively, Bakke ended up shooting a fadeaway 3 from the arc after the defenders ran by. They like you to normally step into the 3, and he kind of forced it.
Bakke drives in and has a running 2 blocked, but it's right back to him, and he lays it in. 5-point game with 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go. 73-68, Embry Riddle.
Moss got a nice block, but he blocked it right back to Bakke, who shot it in over him.
Price way out beyond 3. Davis, top of the circle, out to Rothrock. 3.5 minutes to play. Rothrock looks things over. He'll dribble to the top of the circle, now back to his right. Jason Cruz will try to take it in on Biggs. He turns, fires it up off the glass. No. Tapped up, no. Davis has it knocked away from him. Another chance for Embry Riddle won't go as Moss has it taken away. And a foul. Embry Riddle never really lost control of the basketball that time, and they end up with a Siena Heights foul on Bradford.
That was a case that time. Bradford was going for the ball, and Rothrock just got position, and it looked like he put a tackle on Rothrock, but in reality, they were both going for the ball. And Rothrock just got to it first, and Bradford with his third foul.
Rothrock will shoot 2. First one is no good. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left.
Gullickson and Bascom back in. Biggs is out, and so is Bradford, and here comes Fabaker in for Davis, who's playing with 4 fouls for Embry Riddle.
So the big guns are in both ways now with 3:15 left. Bascom has 4 fouls, Gullickson 3. Here's the second foul shot for Rothrock, and he made that one. 74-68. Embry Riddle by 6. Carlson down to the left baseline. Bascom brings it out to Bakke. He'll drive. He'll scoop it up and off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Kyle Moss.
I think that Fred Smith would have liked a little bit better shot that time than an off-balance drive into the tall timber by Bakke.
Now it's Moss. He'll shoot an 18-footer on the right wing. No good. Offensive rebound, Fabacher, and they'll kick it back out front with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Fabacher did a good job that time getting interior position on Bascom.
2.5 minutes to play. It's Jason Cruz out 35 feet from the basket. He gets it away to Rothrock. 15 on the shot clock. He'll hand it to Jan Price. He'll get it in. Back to Price. Up from 3. High off the iron. No good. Fabacher has it knocked out of bounds, and the rebound the ball will stay with Embry Riddle. Down to 2:15 to go. 74-68. Embry Riddle leading Siena Heights in this national semifinal game. Rothrock has Brown come out on him. Right wing pass to Moss. And up to Jason Cruz. He'll drive and stop. Back out for Price. Shot clock at 15. Rothrock into the lane. Fabacher puts it up strong. And a foul is called on the Saints, and Fabacher will be shooting free throws.
And Bascom has just punched his time clock. If that is his 5th.
Justin Bascom fouls out with 8 points and 1:55 to go, and that hurts.
Well, they were trying to encourage him in his attempts to battle with Fabacher on the inside, but while he had the height, he did not have the brawn or the strength to bang with this guy, and I'm not sure there are many players in this tournament who do have the ability to be able to bang with this guy.
2 free throws for Heath Fabacher. Number 1 is good. Embry Riddle by 7. Shooting for 8.
Fabacher with 9 boards, 7 offensive.
He makes both. 76-68 in favor of Embry Riddle with 1:48 to go. Here's Bakke. He'll bomb a 3. He got it. Matt Bakke with the 3 and timeout.
Stepped into it that time, got a good open look, and knocked it down, and that's exactly what they needed to get back to within 5, and they'll grab a timeout.
And it'll be a short timeout. Apparently Fred Smith has 1 remaining.
He also has 2 full left. Both teams have 2 full timeouts remaining.
1:42 to go. It's a 5-point lead for Embry Riddle. It'll be the Eagles basketball.
You know, they have used the press all night tonight, Don, but it's been a soft denial type press. And for the most part, Embry Riddle has had no trouble breaking this press. And what the Saints need to do right now, if they can, is clamp the pressure down. Really get after them and kind of surprise them. They haven't really surprised them with a lot of pressure yet on the ball on the inbound. Let's see if they try to do that. They've been using the denial press, and if it comes up with a turnover, great. But now is when they need to get one. They need to stop this trip down floor, and preferably a turnover and a quick hoop.
A tiny lineup for the Saints. It's Bakke, Gray, Mitchell, along with Bradford at 6'4", the biggest man.
And now, that's exactly what they did.
They got a steal.
They turned up the heat and got the steal.
Bakke from 3. Oh, not quite. Rebounded for Jason Cruz. And did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. He got the rebound, and those pesky little guards were there on him and made him step out of bounds.
The lineup did exactly what they wanted.
Now Gullickson and Carlson are back in, along with Marcero. Here's Bakke, left wing Brown. 1:22 to go. Brown in traffic, threw it away in the lane, and a foul on Bradford.
Well, that's not what they wanted, and it wasn't the foul on Bradford. It was the move by Brown into the lane where he threw the ball away. He dribbled in, got himself hung out of the air, and instead of putting the ball on the glass where they had a chance to get a rebound, he ended up throwing the ball out and threw it up for grabs. And it will result in a turnover and then a foul, and Rothrock will get free throws.
1:19 to go, 76-71. Embry Riddle, the first one is good. Six-point lead for the Eagles. Rothrock shooting one more. He got it. And the lead is 7 for the Eagles. All the way, Bakke will hit a layup and timeout. They let him have the 2. And with 1:13 remaining, there's still time as it's a 5-point deficit and a full timeout on the floor, 1:13 to go. 78-73, Embry Riddle will take a 60-second timeout here on WLEN.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Seconds.
Yeah, tomorrow's paper today.
What?
Talking about Rob here.
We've got the local paper. They put out a special edition, and it's got the result of the last game already in it.
Oh, wow.
And it's already been printed.
Wow. Go.
1:13 to go. 78-73. Embry Riddle with a lead. And the basketball is, they'll get the inbounds to Jan Price, and he is fouled. Brown was there, and so was Mitchell, and we'll see which one they give the foul to. We'll be shooting 2 on Embry Riddle's end. I feel like I've stepped into the CBS Saturday Night Show early edition.
Yeah, we were looking at the local paper between breaks, but during the break, and it already has the story of the local team, College of the Ozarks, with their win in the first semifinal game.
We've got tomorrow's newspaper today. The first free throw is good for Jan Price. That makes it a 6-point lead, and it's going to take...
well, it's 2 possessions still.
Yeah. 1:11 left. Second one for Price, and if he makes this, it would really hurt, and he does. John Davis checks in after the free throws in place of Heath Faubacher. No pressure by Embry Riddle, and Matt Bakke will sprint it into forecourt. Down the left side of the lane, up strong and fouled by Jason Cruz, and not really what Embry Riddle had in mind.
No, it's not. And to be quite honest with you, I think had he let him go by, he might have been out of control just enough that he'd have blown right by him, and not been able to get the ball on the glass.
Yep.
He was intent upon drawing contact. And the big man, Cruz, obliged him.
And the first free throw, no good.
9 of 15 in the game. That's 60%.
One more for Bakke. And he made that one. 1 out of 2 is not going to be good enough if they keep exchanging baskets. And a foul on Myron Gray now to put Fabacher at the foul line on the other end.
Well,
3 left.
That's what we're saying. Now you're in a position where you've got to get a stop every time. And I don't know that there are enough possessions in the game based on what is going on right now. In other words, if you're trading 1 free throw for 2 on this end, there are not enough possessions to get you back in it. You're going to have to start hitting some goals and making some throws and getting some stops.
Boy, Fabacher's made some foul shots.
Without fouling, and that's really kind of remarkable because he's not a good shooter. But he's knocked a few down. He's 2 out of 3 from the line in this one with 8 points so far, making 9 points now.
Second one is way short. The rebound for Bakke with a minute to go, 81-74. Here's a 3, and Brown has the three-pointer blocked. It didn't get to the rim, and we're going to get a foul to take us the other way again. Bradford is going to punch the clock if that's on him. And time is running out on the Siena Heights Saints. Make that Marcero with a foul, his first. Kyle Moss will shoot a pair. .56 seconds to go, and Moss makes the first one. If he makes this one, it's a 9-point Embry-Riddle lead. And he got it. 54 seconds remaining. Into the corner. Out for Carlson. He fakes his man. Goes over to Brown. They're trying to free up for a 3 and can't, so Brown will drive for a 2 and miss. Now they'll bring it out to Bakke. He'll shoot a 3 with a man in his face and doesn't get it there. And now he just grabs and bear hugs Cruz. And that'll be just the first foul on Bakke, but any further damage is going to end this night for Siena Heights.
Well, the difference is, and the Saints shooting in the second half has picked up. They're shooting 42% for the half, but Embry-Riddle shooting 52% from the floor. And, of course, shooting 70% of their free throws, 17 of 24.
First one is good for Cruz, and now the second one, that's it. It looks like the number 8 seed is going to be the highest remaining seed in the national tournament and play unseeded College of the Ozarks for the national title tomorrow night. Mike Brown drives for a layup and hits it, and we get timeout. 36 seconds to go. We'll take a break. 85-76 in favor of Embry-Riddle. We'll be back in 60 here on WLEN.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
We're going to try to get the coach. We got somebody going to get him, but you never can tell if he'll get here in time, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, go ahead and, do what you got to do. I can run more spots.
Okay.
Where's the duck when you need him?
I don't think.
Ready? Go.
36 seconds to go. Now a home run pass to Rothrock. He's got it, and he's going to lay it up, and that will put the final nail in the coffin, and Embry Riddle is on its way to the national championship. 30 seconds to play. Bakke will do all he can and drive and get fouled and go to the free throw line. It'll be a 31-8 record for Siena Heights and a trip to the national tournament semifinals. A thrilling overtime win over St. Francis on Saturday, 97-88. But just one step short of the national title game. Free throw is good for Matt Bakke. Here's the next. That's good. 28 seconds remaining. Embry Riddle into forecourt. Jan Price fouled by Brown, and now he's begging with the ref, saying, I was trying to foul it.
Yeah, what he was saying is when I didn't need you to call him earlier, you were quick to call him, and now that I want you to call him, where are you?
You're taking forever. Jan Price will shoot. We're down to 23 seconds. Embry Riddle players standing on their bench. Siena Heights players seated on the other end. Free throw good for Price. 4 Eagles in double figures now. As Price hits point number 10. Here comes the second free throw. And that one is up and no good. And Bakke gets in for the rebound. No quit in him. 18 to play. Give it away to Myron Gray. He rattles out a 25-footer, and it's put back in by Steve Biggs. And the ball quickly comes back inbounds for Embry Riddle. We're down to 13. And a foul as we'll go to the other end for a couple more Embry Riddle foul shots. 88-80 in favor of the Eagles.
So number 8 plays unseeded tomorrow night for the 2000 NAIA Division II National Championship.
You had $1 on that in Vegas, you'd win $100,000 tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Here's Jan Price shooting 2. And the first one good. .9 seconds remaining. Price with a second foul shot, and he got it. All over but the final score. Mike Brown will dribble in, pull out. Now he'll loft home a 2 that's no good. And with 5 to play, they're going to call one more foul. Siena Heights is out of gas with 3.8 seconds to go, 90-80. And Embry Riddle's fans, and there are a lot of them from Daytona Beach, celebrating behind their bench.
Kind of funny, but you always wonder where the folks everybody from up north goes to Florida, in particular Daytona Beach, for spring break. Where do the guys from Florida go for spring break? Well, they come to the Ozarks to play hoop. And they're going to play in the last game of the year on their level as they play for the national title tomorrow night.
Paul Yaden makes 1, and now he makes 2. And this will be it. That'll do it as the clock is dribbled out. 92-80, Embry Riddle wins